Hey guys, welcome back to part 5, I believe, of my Dark Souls Remastered Filthy Casual run. My name is Rob, and I am sporting the Elite Knight armor set that I got in that last video. Man, I love how this armor looks. It's freaking cool, man. This is the armor used in the original Dark Souls trailer, if I'm not mistaken, on the player character. And that Knight guy, as I kept calling him in the beginning, that's what he was wearing. He's also known as Oscar of Astora, but he's never actually called that in the game because of a lot of cut content. But since I'm not fast rolling in this armor set, I'm going to trim some of it down here because I like to have my mobility. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. So, to start this part off with, we're going to go back down to Firelink Shrine, see if anything's changed down there, talk to a couple of NPCs, and then proceed with the lower Undead Burg. I feel like we need like some elevator music for this part. Wouldn't that be appropriate? Alrighty. You say anything different?
Oh, hello. I will teach you miracles. A promise is a promise, after all.
What miracles do you actually have? We got heal. Let's see. And that requires 12 faith. Yeah, if you feel like you're not having enough Estus Flask near the beginning and you need some other way of healing yourself, raise your faith up to 12 and get that talisman from the beginning. Little treasure chest where Petrus's other items are at, with the Homeward Bones, the cracked red eye orbs, and all that. Get you some extra heals in there. Force. You can have some fun with Force. I've probably never actually used it in any kind of practical way. The most useful miracle he sells, though, in my opinion, is Homeward. That functions like an infinite Homeward Bone, but you need 18 faith to cast it, so I wish they would have lowered the requirements for that, like to 14 or so, because that can be so useful in the beginning of the game. Makes you not have to buy too many Homeward Bones.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
So you say, Petrus.
Come again.
So you say.
The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick his ass later. I'm just letting y'all know that. Petrus is, yeah, spoiler alert, but he is not who he claims to be. What does Crestfallen have to say?
What a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you? You never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide.
It's not going to be that bad. Okay, and if you'll remember, we freed old Lautrec from his prison in one of the earlier parts of the playthrough, and he likes to come over to this little spot and sit here and stare at the Firekeeper for some reason.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it.
Gives you a sunlight medal.
I am grateful to you for freeing me.
Yeah.
Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now.
Yeah, he's all grateful and all that good stuff, but he sure does have a sinister laugh. Let's read this message here. Yeah, try kicking. Exactly. Now, for new players, if this is your first playthrough, I honestly highly recommend giving him a couple of boots here. That won't, oddly enough, you know, you can kick somebody in the chest and it won't aggro them, as long as you don't do enough damage.
Well, what have we here?
Yeah, if you do enough damage, like if you hit him with a weapon, that'll probably just piss him off and you'll have to fight him. If you kick him, though, he'll just fall right off of here. to his death. And then, if you do that, and you quit out of the game and reload it, you'll have a little item drop here with his ring, which is bar none one of the best rings in the game, and I equip it on almost all my characters. And a nice little load of humanity. But if you do that, you won't be able to progress with his quest line, which will eventually lead to being able to get his armor and just different plot points. So if you're a new player, go ahead and kick him and get his ring, just to make life a little bit easier for you. But I'm going to demonstrate how his quest line plays out, because it gets pretty interesting. So it looks like that's pretty much it for what's going on down here in Firelink Shrine. Let's go on back up through the Undead Parish and get to the lower Undead Burg. Okay, so we're back here at the Sunlight Altar. I want to show this really quick before I progress with the rest of this part. I can't access this just yet, but this eventually leads into the Sunlight Covenant, which is a co-op covenant that also allows you to get the lightning spears that you can throw, which is a nifty little miracle. But I don't have access to it yet because my faith is not high enough to enter the covenant. You have to have a minimum of, I think, 25 faith or so. However, if you successfully co-op with people and defeat the area boss with them, every time you do that, that lowers the faith requirement that it takes to enter this covenant by 5. So, yeah, the more you help people, the easier it is to get into the Sunbro Covenant. But not having a real easy time getting summoned, so I probably won't be able to really demonstrate that, but that's the explanation for it. So anyway, let's go down to this area. Get rid of these guys. That dragon's gonna come running back here in a second. I'm not sure at what point you have to be on the bridge for him to come back. Oh, that answered my question. Well, he got rid of those hollows for us. And I'm just going to make a mad dash for this door that I want to go to. Took a little bit of damage, but we'll be alright. Okay, so that's the door that the basement key opens. The basement key doesn't actually lead down into a basement, but it does lead down into lower Undead Burg. So we'll just slide down the ladder. There we go. Oh, and in case anybody didn't know, because I couldn't figure this out without looking it up when I was first playing through Dark Souls, the way you slide down a ladder is you let go of, you don't push down on the control stick or anything. You just literally sit there and you hold down O. Well, that wasn't a... you guys get it. Hold down O, or the circle button, I think it's properly called. And this is the lower Undead Burg. Before you progress though, make sure you come up these stairs and unlock a shortcut into the upper Undead Burg. Yeah, hey guys, remember me? They remember me. There we go. And I'm actually gonna kindle this bonfire, so I'm not gonna do anything else with just one humanity in my counter anyway. And I guess while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go back to this merchant down here and just see if there's anything else I want to buy from him for the time being. I can't quite remember. He does sell a good bit of early game decent weaponry. Sold the bottomless box, the dried finger, all that good stuff.
Oh, there you are. Still keeping your marbles all together? Then go ahead, don't be a nitwit. Never hurts to splurge when your days are numbered.
It's like, yeah, spend all your souls, you're gonna die anyway. So he sells Lloyd's talismans, throwing knives, fire bombs, repair powder. The dried finger, which in the original Dark Souls, this is a remastered version, but in the original, you got that item much, much later in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it, even though I'm probably not gonna use it anytime soon. And that just allows you to co-op with more phantoms, but also be invaded by more dark phantoms, so nifty little PvP item. Sells all kinds of weapons, get you started early in the game. The reinforced club is pretty cool. I like that one, but I probably won't use it on this character. Different shields. See a lot of PvP builds using the small leather shield because of its weight. It's just 0.5 units of weight. That's very, very light. Although it doesn't have much stability. It's mostly used for parrying anyway. And the heater shield, which is one of my personal favorites because it's only 2 units of weight with a stability of 55 starting out and 100% physical damage block, as well as 70% fire block, yeah. Which is, all those stats are really, really good for a shield this lightweight. And I think once you fully upgrade it, it gets up to like, I don't know, well over 60 stability, which is pretty dang high. Really, really like that shield. Sells arrows and the chain mail set. If you just need a little extra poise early on and you don't have the ring, it can be useful, but putting all of the chainmail set together on your character is one of the most dorky looking full armor sets in the game. It's pretty funny.
Eh? My wares? Of course they're stolen. What did you think? And when you lose your head, I'll sell it all again.
Now this guy here, he's an entrepreneur. He's got a genius business model.
Thank you kindly.
I can't help but like him though, he cracks me up. What a lot of people will do early in the game though, if you want an easy katana, you can actually kill this guy and get the Uchi katana. It only requires 14 strength and 14 dex to use. And it is really good, but I mean, think carefully before you just kill the first merchant in the game that you get, and one of the only ones that sells regular fire bombs and Lloyd's talismans. Because once he's dead, that's it. He does not come back to life until your next playthrough. He's also a good source of arrows early on. But then again, so is Andre, so yeah, I'm not going to kill him for now. I don't plan on using a katana with this character. But it's just helpful information to know. Alrighty, so let's go back through that shortcut we made. Anticipate getting flanked. There we go. It's an awkward little entryway there. Alright, so right away in this area, we're introduced to dogs. They can be a pain. They're really bad about stun locking you. And there's one more in this area. He hasn't caught on to us yet. See if we can get his attention. Here's a funny little thing you can do if you're getting swarmed by dogs in this area. If you roll behind this fire, they'll just jump right into it and barbecue themselves. It's hilarious. Alright, so we come down this little alleyway.
Please let me out of here.
Is that a cry for help?
Anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
Well, he did say anybody. Anybody means us. Use the residence key. The master key does not unlock this door, just to let you know. And here's... what's this guy's name? Huh, I can't remember.
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, the sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels.
Yeah, like he's, you know, a wizard. He's got magic and stuff, but he couldn't Do anything about a simple wooden door? Nah. Dark Souls logic.
Oh, hello. I'm fine. I will rest a while, then return to Firelink Shrine. I have my sorcery. And I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
Yeah, that's... sounds good, man. You should be more cautious next time. Wooden doors, I ain't... Whew. There's actually a corpse in here with him. Probably part of why he was freaking out. The corpse had apparently belonged to another sorcerer. There we go. You get a free sorcerer's catalyst, which we'll put to good use. And if you come down here, you got a mob waiting on you, but thankfully they don't aggro unless you cross this well, he just proved me a liar. That guy will. Usually if you stay right about in the middle of this little walkway here, they won't aggro. So I got a little too close. Freaking torch hollows. I hate these enemies so much because they have an attack that breaks, like, it does not matter how much poise you've got, and the one there that's a little bit further back, he actually just did it. They have this flurry attack that will break through any amount of poise you have. It does not matter how much you've got. When they do hit you with that flurry attack, that's it. You're stun locked. It is highly annoying. But otherwise, they're just like any other old hollow. They usually die in one hit. Sitting over here, they were guarding these twin humanities, or they were captivated by them or something. I'm not sure what was going on with that. Alrighty, I'm gonna proceed with the lower Burg. It's a very dangerous place. If you look closely, you see these doors here that look like you might be able to open them. Well, you're not able to, but they do open. There's actually an ambush sitting behind these doors. So if you do a jumping attack, if I can pull it off, there we go. Go ahead and save yourself some trouble. These guys spawning and coming after you, because get to about right here, all these doors open, and it's up against a 3 versus 1 fight with these guys that have a weapon that can cause bleed damage, which once that bleed counter gets built up, it'll cause a massive critical damage. This is what I'm trying to say. The Mail Breaker. It's a little short rapier that's not that useful. But it's there if you want it. That's a unique item. That's the only one in the game that I know of. So you get further down into this area. I'm gonna slow down just a second because can't see him, but yep, there's Fido. But I did step a little bit further than I wanted to. Aggroed these guys. But +5 halberd, they're really not that big of a deal. These are known as Hollow Thieves. They're a unique enemy, and they have a chance to drop their weapon, which is the Bandit's Knife. That's what if you choose the Thief as your starting class, that's the Thief's weapon. They have a chance to drop target shields, which I'll get one momentarily. And they also have a chance to drop their unique armor set. Has a hood, a chest piece, and leggings, but it does not have any gloves. Oddly enough. Other dog. There we go. Right through here we get the Thief set, which is the black leather armor set, as well as a target shield. Target shield has a unique parrying animation. If you parry with medium shields, that's your parrying animation. I'm pushing the wrong button here. You equip, I think it's literally just the buckler and the target shield that have this animation, but increases your parry frames, and it can help a little bit when you're just learning parries. It didn't help me much when I first started. I actually had an easier time learning with just regular medium shields, but That's just me. It's there if you want to try it out. Okay. This is actually the boss fog for the Capra Demon, which is the first boss I ran into in this game that legitimately almost made me rage quit on my first playthrough. Like, I had the hardest time fighting him. But I'm going to point out some stuff to make it a lot easier. To I'm going to demonstrate to people information that I wish I had known before I just dove right in. You can also cheese the Capra Demon. I'm not going to do it myself, but I'm going to try and demonstrate how it works. And what you need is a bow, which you use to aim, and either dung pies or fire bombs to inflict some sort of damage on him from outside the arena. I'm going to see if I can tag him just once. You take your bow and you got to aim up to, I think it's right about, I believe it's right there. You go out of your aiming and you leave it, the camera where it's facing, and you use a fire bomb. Well, I didn't do it right. Hang on. I was too close to the wall. Let's see. Let me try it again from right here. If all goes well, you can lob a firebomb over the boss gate. And if you have enough of them, you can straight up just kill the boss without ever engaging him. Nope, I missed. Let me see. There's a particular... Maybe I'm aiming too close to the left. Let me try aiming over a little bit. There we go. I just hit him. I'm not actually going to kill him that way because, I mean, come on, that's kind of cheap. And I want to demonstrate actual good strategy for killing him legit. It feels better to kill bosses legit in this game. Be wary of left. And then this guy. Yeah, if you come through here the first time unprepared, you know, you're just walking along, you're going to attack the dude right in front of you without even realizing there's one behind you. So you come down into this area. Make sure you come down here before engaging the boss because we're going to unlock a shortcut momentarily. Can't get in there just yet. That area is called the depths. Get that soul item. Head up these stairs. And this one lonely little hollow, just waiting to shoot people with arrows. He's not even very good at it. Yeah. Kind of feel sorry for the little guy in a way. So you come through here, and directly to your right, it's another one of these hollow merchants.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
Man, if that doesn't convince you to buy from her, I don't know what will. So, if you don't feel like farming for the moss, or if you're having a hard time getting the blooming purple moss to drop, you can always buy some of it from her, which is useful. Poison throwing knives, which they're exactly what they sound like. They're knives that you can poison enemies with. Dung pies. I might actually read the description of that because it's funny. Atrocious fecal waste material. Throw at enemies to build up toxins, but also builds up your toxicity. Although the stench makes it difficult to carry on one's person, turning an enemy toxic inflicts high damage over a period of time. Yeah, down here in the south we know those as cowpats. Alluring skulls, charcoal pine resin, which is like the gold pine resin except it buffs your weapon with fire damage. Transient curses, rotten pine resin, it's poison weapon buff, homeward bones, prism stones, which are useful. They're actually really cheap, so I'm just going to go ahead and get 99 of them. She sells a few humanities, purging stones, and unique arrows, fire arrows and poison arrows. I don't think any other merchant in the game sells these. And the poison arrows can be really, really useful for later on in the game. Let's see, I don't think I really need any souls to level up, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy all the poison arrows I can get because of how useful they are. I'll demonstrate that later. And yeah, she's a really useful merchant to have around. She's got some really good stuff.
This is a wonderful place, don't you think? We have water, moss, moisture, these nice iron bars. I like it here, I really do. Nothing good ever happened to me in life, but now that I'm undead, I've never been happier.
I wonder if she's ever met that other merchant that's in the Undead Burg.
Come again, if you please.
I don't know why that cracks me up so much, but it does. So if this area looks a little familiar, well, it totally should. You can't open this door from the other side, you have to come around to it. Look familiar yet? There's our old pal, the mangy rat. Yeah, we're back at Firelink Shrine. See that guy there? It's kind of annoying for him to be in that position when you're coming out the other side. So if you do a jumping attack and you've got the reach, you can totally just smack him through the wall. Deal with these opening enemies here. And I believe Griggs should be back at Firelink Shrine now. Oh man, come to think of it, I should have saved some souls to buy a couple of things from him. Oh well. I've got soul items I can probably use to get them.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed. Incidentally, would you care to learn any sorceries? You're clearly talented, and besides, I owe you. Of course, we will require some materials, but I'm happy to teach you some elementary spells. Are you interested?
Yeah, as long as you have an intelligence of 10, he'll offer to teach you spells. Anything less than that, and he won't.
Splendid. Very well. I am pleased to have a chance to give something back. Well then, let's get started straight away.
And he sells some pretty useful stuff. If you're running a mage, he's got a lot of useful projectile spells, but... Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to be using those. I want more of the support spells that he sells. Fall control can be useful. That just allows you to fall from a higher altitude before taking fall damage. Magic weapon, which is the first weapon buff you can get. Oral decoy. Magic shield, which can be useful at times. He sells a catalyst, and he also sells some rings that the bellowing Dragoncrest ring boosts sorcery as well as pyromancies if you're running a pyromancer. And the lingering Dragoncrest ring is more for your buffs and special spells that cause special effects that just increases the amount of time that they last. So I'm actually going to use...
Do stay safe.
Some soul items here. Try and buy a magic weapon. And maybe fall control too if I can afford it. I'm just going to use whatever I've got for now. Well, now that might be a little overkill.
Oh, hello. Myself.
Okay. Let's see. Fall control's 1500. Magic weapon is 3000. I don't quite have enough. I can get oral decoy. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get that. Fall control I don't really need just yet. I'll get it later.
Have you heard of Big Hat Logan? Master Logan is a great sorcerer and my teacher. Both of us came to this land as undead. But one day he departed, leaving only a note. I suppose he wished to keep me out of harm's way. But where does that leave me? I have dedicated myself to sorcery, but Master Logan could find no use for me.
Oh.
Yes. The note that Master Logan left. It only said he would travel to Anolondo by way of Sen's fortress. I can only guess that he seeks the regal archives. For Master Logan is a tireless pursuer of wisdom. Wisdom trumps all. Everything else is hogwash. When the curse turned him undead, I'm certain that he only felt it was the perfect chance to visit this land. I only wish that I had his courage.
Hmm.
All right. That'll do it. That should help you on your journey. May we meet again.
Yep. Dude's got some helpful exposition here and there. So we're going to rest at this bonfire and use it as our checkpoint. We can attune magic. I'm going to go ahead and attune magic weapon, because I love having a weapon buff on my character. And as I'll demonstrate, if you look over to the middle column on R weapon 1, that's the damage I'm doing with my halberd. With this base damage plus the scaling, it's 207. Now then, let me equip a catalyst. There we go. And we'll cast. You have to make sure your catalyst is in the hand opposite of your weapon so that you can actually buff it. There we go. And now my weapon damage has jumped up to almost 100 and is 303. So that's the magic damage provided by the buff in addition to the damage I'm already doing. And you get 5 uses of that. Not bad, huh? Let's see, that catalyst is weighing me down to where I'm mid-rolling. Let's see. No? Yep, there we go. Alright. Just have to take off our gloves for a minute. There we go. And as y'all notice, I'm wearing the elite armor leggings in addition to still wearing the wolf ring, so my total poise right now is 52, which ought to be just fine for fighting this next boss coming up, because one of the biggest things that gets a lot of players, and it got me starting off before I realized how important the poise stat is in this game, is just getting stun locked and not being able to do anything as soon as you run into the boss fog. There we go. Alright, so we'll head back through here. That way, before going into the boss fog, we'll only have to deal with a few enemies, instead of going all the way back through the lower Undead Burg. There's our girlfriend. Let me just put you out of your misery, man. You're a sad little hollow that's just sitting here sniping people all by yourself. Alright, we encounter these 2 hollow thieves again. When you approach them from this direction, you can obviously see 2 of them. Ooh. Oh, target shield. Oh well. But he doesn't aggro until you get right about there, so it's easy to take them on one at a time. There we go. You know, I just realized I didn't even show off the thief set. I love how this mask looks. I like to add it to a lot of different assortments of equipment that I put on. That's actually one of my favorite armor sets in the game, aesthetically. It is really cool looking. Ooh, I can fast roll in that. That's nice to know. But I bet I can't fast roll with elite knight leggings on. Nah. I can fast roll with that. And compared to the brigand armor, get a little bit more bleed resistance and poison resistance. They weigh the same. Yeah, it's got pros and cons to each, I guess. I'll just go ahead and keep the brigand set for now. It looks good with the elite knight armor leggings to me. We got 2 dogs up here. And as you can see, that first hit that they got on me didn't stun me. And my character didn't flinch. Really important. Alright. Let's buff our weapon. And get ready for the boss. First thing you want to do, stand here, roll out of the way. There we go. Spin to win to get rid of those dogs. You can come up here to get away from the Capra Demon and heal whatever you need to do. He can still hit you though, so be careful. You can jump down from here. He'll come after you. You can stand up there and actually get a plunging attack on him if you choose to. Ah. See, thankfully I've got poise, so his first attack didn't stun me. Whoa! Well, so much for healing. There we go. Just like that. I know I made it look easy, but my first playthrough, I'm telling you, it took me an entire day to beat that boss. So I had no poise, and what would happen, I would walk through here, and I just immediately dash for the stairs, just kind of hoping I'd make it. And if one of these dogs got to me and got an attack off on me, I would be stunned, and it was over. Oh man. The euphoria I felt when I finally beat that boss is just it's undescribable. And the rage I felt in the process. It's pretty funny looking back on it. So, he dropped the key to the depths. Like I said, every time you get a key, just read the description, it'll tell you where to go. Key opening the door from the lower Undead Burg to the depths. Those banished from the Undead Burg eke out their existence in the depths, a damp lair with no trace of sunlight. Nearly half of the depths form a perilous, flooded labyrinth. Yeah, it's a sewer. Whenever a hollow takes a dump in the toilet, and he flushes it, if he remembers to, because remember, he's hollow, it goes down to the depths. I apologize if that was gross. Alrighty. So interesting that the boss was guarding the key to the depths. I'm trying to remember. There's a key we're going to get here in a bit that's actually going to give us some more lore information. And it's just interesting to think that a Capra demon was guarding the key to this area. I mean, that doesn't technically make him evil. It's just trying to keep people out. Possibly keep these hollows from getting out. All these torch hollows. I don't blame him for trying to keep them locked up. I hate those guys. Roll down here. And get to looking at that character and it's like, what the heck is that? That is a Mad Butcher. And it's actually a woman, believe it or not. And it's been confirmed by Miyazaki himself. Those things are female. Yep, that thing doesn't look scary to fight at all. You can actually parry this enemy or backstab it if you're having problems with her. But man, that is why I love the halberd so much for just playing through the game. It's not the fastest and it does whiff if you miss with it, but man, when you hit with it, it hits hard. Got some dogs down here. There we go. Get this treasure chest, which has a really important item in there, the large ember. That's going to allow us to reinforce our halberd from a +5 to a +10 and get it even stronger. Right. Don't believe, nope, I don't have any of the upgrade materials I need to do that yet though, so I'm not going to bother backtracking just yet. When you step down into this area, there's 2 dogs waiting to ambush you along with a hollow. However, If you just stick to this wall, the dogs will not aggro. Only the hollow guy will, so you can avoid them easily. There's another mad butcher up there. She won't jump down unless you hit her or unless you go in there to try and free one of the NPCs. And I'm being invaded. Vlad. Well, that's not very reassuring. Vlad the Impaler, I presume. No use trying to run from him, because he will catch me. Let me just go on and get this over with. Where you at, Vlad? I'll fight you. I'm sure he's got some twinked build that he's going to use to one-shot backstab me or something. That's what happens in a lot of cases. Oh, there he is. Woo! Yeah, I see you. Nice and honorable. Love it. Okay, let's go. Ah, trying to get that backstab. Oh, he's got pyro. Strong pyro, too. Ooh, that was an accidental backstab. Don't you heal. I haven't healed yet. Ah! Oh, he was using a cestus. That wasn't his bare hand, or maybe he was using a dark hand. I don't know, but he was doing a lot of damage with those punches. Ha! Well, hey, at least it was an honorable invader. Almost had him too. It happens. You know what? This is actually a good place to cut it. So I'll go ahead and run back to where my souls are at in the next part. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the playthrough. And I'll see you guys soon with the next part of Dark Souls Remastered.